Top Gun. Perfect for Anthony Scaramucci. I think he went to fighter jet school. I'm not sure. He's done everything, Anthony Scaramucci. He's like the Forrest Gump of the real life. Made millions and millions of dollars. Worked for Donald Trump. Owns the Mets. Has the hottest restaurant in New York City.
When I grow up, I want to be like Anthony Scaramucci.
No doubt. He's a great guy, though.
I'll tell you.
But he's a great guy. Like
he is. That's the beauty
right.
of it.
He could easily be a dick, and he's so not. He's a great guy.
Well, we should save this for when he's actually on hold, so he can hear us talking nice about him.
You're right. Hey, Jill, is Anthony on hold yet?
Yeah, absolutely. Heard every word.
Oh, what do you know?
And by the way, not only do we love Anthony Scaramucci, but my daughter Ava had the chance for the first time to talk to Anthony on the phone a couple days ago, and she loved him. And he was great to her. So here he is,
nice.
Our dear friend, the great Anthony Scaramucci from Parts Unknown. Once again, good morning, Ant.
I don't want to say anything, guys. Keep talking. Enough about me talking about me. What do you guys think of me?
And he's handsome too.
And he is very
and
handsome.
funny.
Yes, he is. And his kids are adorable, and his wife's beautiful. He's got a pretty good life. And seriously, Ava had a blast talking to you a couple of nights ago. My son Gabriel, he loves to say your last name. He loves to say Scaramucci, but Ava really enjoyed talking to you.
Well, yeah, she's great, and she's got a big birthday coming up. So happy birthday to Ava. That's awesome. And I'm in the swamp today, guys. I took the red eye in from San Francisco, and so I'm preparing myself for the swamp juice and the swamp juice activity today, right? But the Trumpster was going a little crazy on George Conway this morning. Did you catch those tweets?
Yes, I know. We talked about it a little bit earlier. That guy, there seems to be something a little bit off about this guy. I mean, if your wife was tweeting stuff about your boss, Anthony Scaramucci, if you had a boss, I mean, there would be something wrong with that picture, right?
Yeah, I'm trying to figure it out. I honestly, again, I'm not trying to play four-dimensional chess on it, but I'm not exactly sure directionally why he's going after the president that hard if his wife is, upstairs in the West Wing from his Oval Office. I don't get that whole thing. Having said that, you have to expect at some point the president let that go for 3, 4, 5, 6 months. I don't know what the exact number is. But that's over now, so he's got the gun turret pointed towards him, and he'll be blasting away, And so the one thing though is that what I'm sort of concerned about with the president, because you guys know I'm loyal to him, want to see him do well. Obviously, would like to see him win re-election. There is empirical data now, though, when he's lighting people up on Twitter, he loses support from white women voters and suburban housewives. If you're calling Rex Tillerson dumb as a rock, and he's the former Secretary of State, the housewives are like, well, I'm trying to teach my kids not to bully people. You're calling the guy dumb as a rock. Now you're going after George Conway. You're the president. They're not. You follow what I'm saying?
Yeah,
sure.
Again, he'd be mad at me because he said, well, they started it, and, I'm a counterpuncher, and I hit back 10 times harder, and he tried to drive Rosie O'Donnell into the ground, and I get that, those elements of that, and he sometimes will say, I'm president or not, blah, blah. But here's the thing, you're losing those voters, okay? And so you can't lose those voters. You can't be at a 38% number with the women in the United States. They make up more than half of the people that vote. Forget about the registered voters, guys. I'm just talking about the people that actually go to the polls on Election Day. And so you can't be at 38%. So, again, he's got 19 months to go, plenty of time. I'm not saying that. But I just worry about that because, it's exhausting to a lot of people.
It's funny you mentioned the voters, and because Bernie and I go back and forth all the time. Anytime some Democrat starts to get some media attention, Bernie rips them to shreds, whether it's Beto O'Rourke or Biden or Sanders, and he's right. They're crazy people, they're this, they're that. But eventually somebody on that side is going to have to win. But working with Bernie every day, it's almost a fait accompli that Trump is going to win again because it's, as James Crawford once said, it's all about the economy, stupid. I don't think it's that easy. I don't. I think Trump's doing a good job. He's won me over. But I know that a lot of this country hates his guts, and they don't care about the philosophy, and they don't even buy into the economy. They give Barack Obama the credit. Is it as easy as he's doing a good job, he's going to win again, or do you think he once again will be in a fight for his life?
Well, look, I always try to put it straight up the middle, and I'm not a Trump apologist. I think he's in for the fight of his life because he stylistically is turning off so many people that even though the economy is okay, if you get a guy like Joe Biden who's a centrist, they'll be like, okay, well, he'll be a good steward of the economy. If they put like a left-leaning loon up there, like a whack-a-loon, then, I would tell you that Trump will probably beat them, probably beat him into the ground. But here's the thing I would tell you guys. October 7th, 2016 was a Friday night. You guys probably don't know where you were, but I know exactly where I was. That was the Access Hollywood night.
Right.
And so if you had said to anybody, okay, well, we're winning 1 month from here, after the Access Hollywood, the Vulture, whatever you want to call it, I'll just tell you right now, none of us thought we were winning, and, 20, 30 short days later, we won. So we're so far out from the election that nobody can really predict any of this stuff. I'm just saying, trend-wise, if the economy falters, he's putting himself on thin ice stylistically by doing this sort of stuff. So the one thing about him is he's got a little bit of defiance in his personality. You tell him that, he'll send out 75 tweets in 6 hours. You know what I mean?
Right. You got to be careful. He gets crazy. So listen, hold on. Don't go anywhere. Hold on. We got more to ask you about. We got to take a quick break if that's okay with you. We're going to come right back
perfect.
with you.
No problem.
Okay, great. We'll take a quick break. More with Anthony Scaramucci and with Bernie and Sid. We're coming right back.
Bernie and Sid in the morning.
That's right, folks. Back on the Bernie and Sid Show on 77 WABC Radio. We're lucky enough to have Anthony Scaramucci stick around for us on part 2 of our interview here, his weekly interview on the Bernie and Sid Show. Anthony, we were talking about the 2020 and, of course, the candidates that are out there now. Now, listen, the reason I think the Democrats are in a little bit of trouble in 2020 is that in addition to wanting to take away your private health insurance, the wacky Green New Deal, open borders, sanctuaries, all that stuff, they want to change the rules. I mean, so I think in their minds, they're kind of desperate. They want to pack the Supreme Court, abolish the Electoral College, as you know, allow violent felons to vote 16-year-olds, and et cetera, et cetera. They want to do all this stuff. So, I mean, what do you think about all of that stuff? That's wacky, nutty stuff, and I don't think the people are going to buy into that.
Well, no, I totally agree that a lot of the people won't buy into it, but I think they're right now playing to the Democratic base. And, this is just my intuition, that is playing well with the Democratic base. In other words, Democratic base hates Trump. They want to win at all costs, and they like the strategy of, quote unquote, here's what we're going to do to win at all costs.
But don't you also think that the Bernie brings up great points on policy? Great points. Mm-hmm. My point is they don't care. In other words, all they care about is we hate Trump. We want him out, even if they don't like the policy, even if in a lonely room in the corner they believe what Bernie's saying. They're still going to vote against him because they hate him.
I understand that, but they're trying to galvanize. What they're trying to do right now, they're trying to increase the voter participation in the primaries of those Democrats. And they're trying to signal to Democrats that we have a winning strategy and we're going to transform the nation. And so you got to come along with us. But just remember that Franklin Roosevelt, who was arguably one of the best politicians in American history, at least in the top 10, he tried to pack the court in 1937, and there was only 20 members of the House of Representatives that were Republican. There's only 16 senators that were Republican, and he still couldn't get it done. And so, you're going against historical president, a 242-year-old Constitution to try to pack that court. So I think it's posturing. I think it's political posturing to ignite their base, get their base excited that Trump is a win-at-all-costs kind of guy. Well, guess what we are? We're win-at-all-costs kind of people. I just don't see any of those things that they're mentioning happening. They're going to lower the voting age to 16, and if they control the House and Senate and the presidency, could they get that done? Yes. Is the Supreme Court going to allow for that? I don't know. We'll have to see. I mean, that's the beauty of the check and balance system. Thank God we have it, frankly, because I think these people are nuts.
Yeah, I agree with you, Anthony. On that note, Anthony, and we are out of time with apologies. I do agree with the nuts part is apropos. Listen, you're a great guest.
Pray for me, guys. I'm down here in the swamp. I got to get pressure hose to get the swamp to get on the 5 o'clock shuttle. Okay, so pray for me.
All right, you'll be fine. Good luck down there, Anthony. You're great as always. You really are a great guest. We love you. Thank you.
God bless.
All right, take care, Anthony. And I'll call Nelson later on today. We'll take a short break. Deb's got the news. 2 exciting guests coming up next hour. Coming right back.
I'm president, and you're not.